We like to talk about goals and making goals as a step to move forward in our lives. And I am definitely a supporter of goal setting. It's something that I love to do, something that I do on a regular basis. And there's a lot of power in looking back on a list of goals that you wrote, be them New Year's resolutions or something more 5 or 10 years in the future. But looking back at them and seeing that what you had decided back then, you've managed to accomplish. I noticed several times in my life that even just noting down the goals, not really taking a conscious effort into completing them, happened to get me to complete them by the end of the year. Although I would say it's definitely better to put a plan of action in place so you ensure you can achieve what you've set out to achieve. I think what a lot of people do that tends to make goal setting less effective is we tend to focus on moving towards a destination and we forget about the journey. There's a lot of things in life where we can combine both and create more of a purpose, which is oftentimes more effective than kind of sprinting to reach something and then just letting go once you've reached it. Some good examples of that are lifestyle changes. Oftentimes when people want to lose weight, they will set a goal to lose the weight. Perhaps they'll go on a diet and they'll starve themselves to quickly lose weight. But when they come off the diet, they haven't really built any habits or really made any true lifestyle changes. And for that reason, they tend to pick the weight up quite quickly. A similar thing could be said for people who want to get in shape and build muscle, who rush the process by taking steroids, get there quickly, and then perhaps come off the steroids later when they realize the negative effects. They haven't really fallen in love with the process. They're not used to getting results sort of at a slower rate than before when they were getting everything really fast. And that tends to cause them to fall off of their exercise routine. I think a better process is to kind of focus on creating the journey, the ideal journey for us in our lives. So we define a life that we are happy to live day in and day out. It's not that we're trying to get somewhere. We're never going to reach the destination. Ultimately, the destination in this life is death. So we all need to be aware of that. And it's more of a process, a journey that we're going along. And so what I try to do is integrate different ideas and concepts into my life in such a way that I believe that they're maintainable on a consistent and indefinite basis. If I want to adjust my diet, for example, I will make sure that I believe this is something I can stick to. I won't get rid of all the foods I love and then just feel kind of a desire for the rest of my life. I'll integrate them in a way, or find alternatives that kind of allow me to not miss too much some of the things I used to enjoy. And by doing that, it's much easier to stick with the goals that I have in mind. And I think by understanding that goals are not something to be checked off as much as we believe they are, but more something to be lived, can really make a profound impact on the way we choose to action the changes we want to implement. Now, that's not saying that there aren't some set goals that you would have a checklist for. Certain things you do definitely check and get done, but they should be part of the process to achieving the life you want, not the end goal themselves. For example, if you want to build muscle, it would be good to check off that you're going to gym. But going to gym is not the goal, right? The goal is to have muscle. And even when we talk about something like muscle, I would say that having a goal just to build muscle perhaps isn't the most ideal. Perhaps something better like to be strong and capable in later age, to be able to maintain your independence. That's really a goal worth striving towards. And in order to reach that goal and to make it kind of successful, you will have to do all these other things along the process. You'll need to go to the gym, you'll need to build muscle, you'll need to do cardio, you'll need to do mobility exercises and flexibility training. So I think that is a great way to kind of make sure we stay focused and design the life that we want. And ultimately, that's what we should be doing in this life. I remember the first time I heard about the concept of designing your life, and it sounded so funny to me. But it's really a powerful idea that we all should be doing. And ultimately what you do is you decide what you want your life to look like, figure out how you can get to that point. And it's not a process of, I'm not there now, I need to do this and I get there, but more of a, what would that version of me be doing day to day? And you just start doing that today. Then you almost instantly arrive at that person. You can't see the results yet because those will take longer to kind of show and manifest in your life, but you are already living as that person. And that, in my opinion, is the best type of goals that you can set. A type that really brings purpose and meaning to your life. So go out there and set the best goals for you, remembering to focus on the journey, because the destination is something that you'll never really reach.